Hey guys, so thanks for joining me for another Live at 5 here in Vancouver, Washington. And it has remained very, very busy this summer. We're going to talk a little bit today about a couple of things that we've just seen come up on our team as we've went along this last week. So we're going to talk about rentbacks and what does that mean and what is your risk and how do we advocate as buyers and sellers differently. So that's one thing. We'll talk about rentbacks. We're going to talk about, and I know I brought this up before, but just another time to talk about it. It's super, super important that you interview your buyer agents. You don't just have it. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I'm not too tech savvy with that. I forgot to turn people off of calling me. Anyway, so we're going to talk about that a little bit, and then we're going to look at the market and what's happening today with the numbers and where it looks like we're headed, okay? So let's talk about the rentbacks and drama for a moment. So rentback is you close on your home and you get to stay for a couple of days, and sometimes people stay for free and sometimes people pay a 1/30th PITI, which just means the daily amount of the buyer's, the new owner's mortgage. And here's the thing I want to talk about. Let's say you're the buyer and you're buying this home. You now own this home, but you became a landlord for a couple of days. If I'm on the buyer side, I'm going to make sure that my buyer is protected, because after it's done and said and recorded, I really don't have any more right or ability to advocate for them. So I have to do it beforehand. And the way I do that is I say, hey, that's great. We'll let you stay in our new home for a couple of days, a week, whatever we negotiate after closing. And what we're going to do is we're going to require escrow to hold back $2,000, $3,000, whatever it is. Escrow is going to hold that money not until the final walkthrough before closing, until possession. Because what happens in that time between closing and possession is huge, huge. Someone falls and breaks their back, the fire starts, all these things that could happen. And I'm going to give you two real examples. So I'm on the buyer side. Luckily, I'm on the buyer side. And we put that in place. When it closes, there's going to be $2,000, whatever it was, left in escrow until my buyers take possession and do a final walkthrough 2 weeks later to make sure it's good. Because I no longer have any authority. The only thing we can hold them to is the money in escrow. Otherwise, if something goes wrong, you know what they have to do? Some kind of lawsuit. Hi, part of my Live at 5, a data picking up kiddo. Go on in. You go on in. Thanks. Anyway, with that, this buyer luckily had money, and what happened was the movers pulled out the washer without turning off the water, and there was damage. Now, that seller didn't really want to fix it, and they felt like, I'm a renter, I'm not going to take care of it. They were kind of a little bit ornery about it. You know what? We had money in escrow, and it didn't get released until it was taken care of. If we hadn't had that, there would have been a problem that I would have no ability to help them with. Now, dual agency. What if I'd been working both sides? That's a whole nother thing, because how would I have set that up? Do I advocate and put in the $2,000 for my buyer because that's really the best? Or do I not mention that because it's not necessary, it's not contractual, it's not part of our regular negotiations, and for my seller's sake, they don't want money tied up. Why would they? So on the seller side, I have a situation where a seller, after closing, before possession, had a heat pump or something in the attic that started to leak, and the ceiling fell through with water damage. Literally fell through, okay? And the buyers didn't ask for rent back. Didn't ask for anything to be held back in escrow. Now, what can I do about that? There's not a lot I can do. First of all, the buyers aren't my clients, so I can't help them, and I'm sorry they didn't put money back, but they're not my clients. And my seller is saying, I'm moving across country and I'm a renter. I can't tell my seller to make a better decision or a different decision. Bye, you guys. Hey, Drew, next, maybe Monday.
Yep.
Okay. Bye. See you later. Have a good day. So I can't make the seller take care of something that they're not contractually required to. And if the buyer doesn't have an agent who stood up and made sure that there was money set aside in escrow, and this guy moves across country, Make sure, which brings me to the whole idea of what are the expectations you have out of your real estate broker. It is so important, you guys. So many people, I mean, you can go to Redfin or some other companies like that right now. You can go there, you can get online, you can click a button and you say, I love this home. Somebody come open this door for me right now. Jump, because I said jump, okay? And they're going to jump and they're going to be there and they may be great. You may have just totally lucked out and found an awesome negotiating realtor, or you may have found somebody who has a license and knows how to open doors. And you know what? If you're going to treat buying your home like you treat buying a hamburger and expect fast food service, whose fault is that? Okay, if I'm going to have heart surgery, I'm not just going to go, knock on a local door and say, hey, you have a doctor's, degree, come do some surgery on me. I'm going to interview them. I'm going to do some research because I have responsibility as an adult to choose who my professionals are. So I had a situation this week where you got to determine when you're going into this to buy a home that affects your financial future, your children's future, your retirement, all this stuff. I mean, I'm kind of just like blown away sometimes that people just literally are like, I want them to open the door right now. Now, if I happen to be available and it's a huge situation, an emergency, because there's going to be a multiple number of offers or something, yeah, I can make that work, okay? I'm not going to make you lose it if it's really that urgent. But otherwise, do you really want, think about it, a 24/7 realtor? Do you? Okay, if you have a 24/7 realtor, you know what? They're burned out. They're tired. I do not want a 24/7 realtor. I do not want a 24/7 doctor. Please, by all means, take a break. Take a vacation. Take a day off. Don't call me at 10 o'clock at night. Take a nap. Okay? I don't want a pilot flying across the country who hasn't taken care of themselves. I don't want any less out of any professional that I deal with. And so often, I think people get excited, which I understand the excitement, but taking the excitement away and and saying, this is one of the most important financial decisions I'm ever going to make. What do I want out of the realtor I'm looking for? What's their value? What is their value proposition to me? So last weekend, our team was working with an agent who was calling us over and over and went to a home over and over, a vacant home, to advocate for their client. It's almost a brand new home, about 2 years old, okay? And they went over there personally on their time, taking care of their client, about 2 screens that were kind of like a little bit stuck. Maybe I think they needed. The contractor literally told me it needs. The inspector, because it's not a contracting issue when your screen's stuck. Okay, that's not a real issue, but it needed a little bit of silicone or something. I found the link on Home Depot for $3.19, and I sent it to this other realtor, and I said, "This is what they need." Okay, stop. Just stop. So now I know from their point of view, they're feeling like I'm advocating for my client about 2 dirty screens. And I'm saying, if the only value that I can bring to you is to take care of 2 dirty screens, then I don't deserve the compensation that I will receive. And that is the problem I have, is that people are like, realtors are overpaid. Yeah, if your expectations out of them are to take care of 2 dirty screens. So what has to happen as a realtor, I have to say to you, hey, sweet buyer, I understand you want this perfect home. And if you want a brand new home with these 2 dirty screens cleaned up, let's go buy the new home and let's ditch this one that's almost perfect, but it has 2 dirty screens. Now it's going to cost you, literally, because I looked it up, it's going to cost you $25,000 more to buy the new home. But you know what? That new home is going to have 2 clean screens. It makes me tired, guys. It makes me tired. And I'm just like, they're calling me on Sunday morning about dirty screens, and I'm saying no. And you know why I'm saying no? We're not having this conversation about dirty screens, because I care about my clients too much to use my brain power, because I only got so much. Okay, I only got so much room that I can hold on to. I've only got so many things that I can deal with, and I have to say no. I'm not having any more conversations about dirty screens, because I would rather my value to you be negotiating serious deals, dealing with the hard issues, and having the difficult conversations, because that's what my job really is, to advocate for you on things that matter, not dirty screens. So enough about dirty screens. Sorry about my rant there. Okay, so we talked about rentbacks, talked about expectations. Do not expect fast food. If you expect fast food service, you're going to get it. You can find somebody who open a door today, but doggone it, you're just, rolling the dice there. Interview your agents, you guys. Interview them. Okay, let's talk about the market a little bit. So this is interesting. The days on market, I know we've talked about this before. Days on market, or I'm sorry, not days on market. Let's talk about months of inventory. So MOI, months of inventory. What that means is, theoretically, if we didn't have any more, hey buddy, go on in. I'm on a live at 5. Thanks. If we theoretically had X number of buyers, we have X number of buyers buying our properties, right? If we didn't put any more homes on the market, how long would it take for all the inventory to be gone? Well, 5 to 7 months. That's balanced market. Buyer and seller don't really have an upper level. And honestly, I would say there are less problems in real estate at that point in terms of how strong do you need your negotiator to be. Probably not as strong. I mean, there's situations that always come up, okay? There's always value. But right now, when it is buyers, my heart hurts for you, because if you do not have a super strong negotiator who knows how to deal with these situations, you are just got to be in tears. Honestly, the inventory is so stinking low. It's at 1.6. Last time I looked, it was 1.6. Last time it was 1.6 months of inventory was back in, I think, March of 2018. It's just dropped. The inventory is so low. We've had more sales. If we look from January to June, or the first 6 months of last year versus the first 6 months of this year, we've had more sales. The inventory is lower. The price points have went up. So sellers, this is your, get out of Dodge. If this is Dodge and you want out, get out now. Okay, because this is just incredible for you guys. Incredible for you guys. And if you're a buyer, make sure you have an awesome agent behind you who knows how to handle. I'm going to tell you this. Okay. We went up against, 5, 6, 7 agents on a home. What price range? I'm going to say median. So median price range right now is about 4. What is that? I think I wrote down the number somewhere. It went from 409 last year to 422, which went up 5.5%, right? It went up 5. Hear that, you guys. Prices went up 5.5%, which is significant. And inventory went down. This is a really hard market for buyers. And yet the interest rates are so good. If you can get clamped in and grab your home now, do it. But we went against 5 to 7 offers. We were a contingent offer. We had to sell a home. Let me make sure I'm thinking this one right. We had to sell a home that was not even on the market yet. I mean, I don't know how we won. We won. It's getting ready to close. But and I'm not saying I can do that all the time, because wow, we did good there. But honestly, we went up against 7 non-contingent offers, 5 to 7, and we won. Let me read. I can't read, but somebody actually wrote something. If only landlords could evict, I'm sure there would be. Yeah. That's a whole conversation, right? If only landlords could evict, I'm sure there'd be more homes on the market. That is something we are gonna have. That's gonna be a conversation. Good one. Yeah, there will be more homes on the market when that happens. Okay, what else did I want to say about that? So we're still seeing that it is a buyer's market. You're right. And the only last thing I want to say about that is the one thing that kind of surprised me with that, because I felt like things are changing a little bit for sellers because of a comment that I heard from a custom home builder. So back in 2007 range, 5, 6, 7, the custom builders, all the builders, it's like the price is the price and that's it. Then, it was like overnight. One day I'm negotiating on a home that's new construction, and I'm used to asking for, instead of a 2-car garage, make it a 3-car garage or whatever it is. And all of a sudden, overnight, they said, no, we asked for like the master bath suite or something, and they're like, no negotiations. And I was like, okay, I need to sit down. The market just shifted and nobody told me. And literally from that time until almost now, there has been very, very little negotiations with new construction. Very little. And just recently I was talking with a custom home builder who said, I said, do you have anything in this price range? There was like 600,000. And mostly his stuff has been minimum of what I've been seeing him do is 750 and above, 7 maybe. And so I kind of thought he's going to say no, but I thought, hey, it's worth asking. And he said, yeah, I do. And he showed me a nice home, and I'm like, okay. And then it didn't work out for those buyers, and I just went back to him this week, and I said, hey, is that one still available? Do you have anything? And he sends me a message, and he goes, yeah, that's available, and I'm ready to make it happen. Okay, that's what I heard. And what that tells me is we have people, custom home builders, whose prices now are, it was $499.9, which I wasn't ever seeing from this guy before, who's not only at $499, but he's ready to negotiate. Haven't seen that market happen. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. We'll see where it goes this fall. You guys, thanks so much for sticking around. If you have any questions or any comments that you want me to talk about, that landlord one was a really good one, actually, by the way. I'd like to hear more questions about something like, send me a message, direct message me. I'll get it on one of our next live at 5s, and we'll chat about it more. Have a great day, you guys. Bye.